two consecutive sessions. Again, I will have two consecutive sessions today. One is of POBA, that is Principles of Business Administration, and second one is of Business Environment. So yesterday we had some fundamental discussion of POB or management. We just talk about hardly one or two slides. That is introduction to management that we discussed yesterday. Management is all about accomplishing the goals. There are three levels of management: top, middle, bottom. So this is a conceptual framework of management. And at last, we talk about two different definitions of management. One was given by George Terry. George Terry more emphasized on determining and accomplishing the objectives and goals by proper channel of planning to controlling. Means Mr. George Terry is saying that if a manager goes with proper planning to control, they can not only determine the goals, they can achieve the goals as well. Accomplish means achievement. આગળ આવી જાવ. તને ખબર છે હું કોઈને ખીજાતો નથી કે કોઈને મારતો પણ નથી. સત્યમ સત્યમ ફ્રેન્ડ સાથે બેસો તો બેસો પણ એટલે આગળ. નામ ધીમે ધીમે આવડી જશે. So first definition, yesterday we talked about George Terry. George Terry mainly focused on two things: determining and accomplishing the goals by proper channel of planning to controlling. Whereas second definition given by Peter Drucker. Peter Drucker mainly focused on various aspects of management, like it is a multi-purpose organ. Yes, management has several organs, and by harmonizing all the organs, we can prepare a sound management system. Okay, then manages business, managers, yes, and manages workers and work. Of course, management is also related to work, right? Get work done from others. You can't say that work is not done, suppose. So you cannot say that you are a good manager. Work has to be done as per planning, and that is the right sign of a manager, and that is a better sign of any better manager, right? You first prepare better planning related to work and try to achieve it. Many times, philosophically, I used to say that first determine the goals of your life, because you are the manager of your life, not others. Set some objectives, set some goals in your life and try to work on that, because a manager stick to the goal, objectives, and work accordingly. Then and then you will get success, right? Even so, forget business. You are a manager of your life. Set some small objectives of your life. Never set big objectives, because small objectives gives us big objectives, big goals. What you will do in what you are going to do in upcoming 1 year, 2 years. Beginning is always tough. Stick to your management. No, I will do. Once I am decided, I will do it. Right? And that is management. You will definitely get success. we have a very busy schedule every day. Then also, I spend 1 hour for reading, 30 minutes for spiritual meditation, and 15 to 30 minutes for exercise. Yes, initially it's tough. I started with 30 minutes only. Once you plan, then you have to work accordingly. Then you are a good manager. Start very slowly, right? Set 1 goal, then 2 goals, 3 goals. This is how management works. Thing is that you have to work. Are you all agree with this, everyone? Are you comfortable with 2 definitions?
Yes, sir.
Actually, we have just discussed yesterday, so I am skipping very fast. Okay. Now, I'm going to start today's topic, that is nature and characteristics of management. And very first one is goal-oriented activity. Yes, BCom students generally coming from business background only. Yes, in BA, there are some science students, there are some commerce students even. So everybody know very well what is goal-oriented activity. Let me first read, then I will discuss in business context. Goals are expected results which can be achieved within the given time. Managers use available resources and apply managerial knowledge to achieve the goals. Now, if you recall my previous example, one of the car manufacturing company of India, that is Maruti Suzuki, producing 200,000 cars in a year, right? Now the same company has decided to produce more than 50,000 cars, okay. More than that, 250,000 cars, means additional 50,000 cars. So can I say it's a new goal for the company? Yes. There is a demand in the market, and if you are not producing more cars, so it's a loss. It's a loss. So once you have good demand in the market, you can easily sell additional 50,000 cars in the market. It will maximize the profit. Fine. But to produce more cars is a new goal here. For us, it is a very simple activity. Fine, sir. We were producing 200,000 cars, right? Now, additional 50,000 cars is very easy. No. Just check. Production manager goal change. Marketing manager goal also change. Let me just discuss only 2 departments. Actually, all the departments are affected here. Production manager has to produce 50,000 cars per year. More cars. They are divided by 12, for example. Per month, they have to produce more cars. Per day, have to produce them more cars, for example. Again, so where is management? I'm going to discuss with third line. Available resources. You have to produce more cars with available resources, not extra resources. Suppose you have 200 laborers. So with the help of only 200 laborers, you need to produce more cars. Am I right? Right? That is known as available resources. With available finance, you need more raw material. Try to manage. So that was the case with production manager. new goal has been given. So he will redefine his management, that is production management, to produce just more 50,000 cars. Got it, everyone? Okay, now let me just discuss with marketing department only. Whatever marketing was to be done previously, now marketing manager has to put more efforts because he has been given a new target. Hardly he was selling 200,000 cars. Now he has to produce more 50,000 cars. So he has to put more efforts for marketing. He has to create more advertisements. He has to create more marketing campaign, more awareness. Are you all comfortable? This is what goal-oriented activity is. Manager sees only one thing, that is goal. If goal change, management change.
Okay. So, how sociology is something, yes, whatever we are living, we are maintaining, we are in a group. And systematically and in a very organized manner,
Timothy, it's a surprising why I'm listening sociology lecture.
This one, yes, you'll find them. Then
why I'm listening to this lecture, Timothy?
They are the best researchers. Research करने वालों में number one researcher है वो. They know by looking at you.
फैजल जाओ ना, उनके सुनो क्लास में सामने. Timothy નું ચાલુ છે મને અહીંયા સંભળાય છે અને બીજી નું છે બીકોમ માં છે એમાં very surprised. I'm listening BA lectures. So I think he is sitting in BA. Innovation.
Hello, sir.
Timothy, why I'm listening BA lectures?
Sorry, sir. I beg your pardon, sir.
Please, please. So are you a BCom student or BA student?
Sir, I'm a BA student.
So please leave my meeting.
Oh, okay, sir.
બાકી હતું online education. Okay, so my discussion point is management is strictly concerned with what? Goals. And this is why it is known as goal oriented activity. If goal change, management change. A little bit change in goal will disturb the management completely. So management and goals are very closely attached. Can I say? They are closely attached. A good manager prepares his or her management system strictly according to the goals. Whatever the goals are, they will redesign his management system. Right, everyone? And that's why, can I say, management is a goal-oriented activity? Thank you. ચાલુ ક્લાસે મારી આ વાત પણ કરી કે હું I am in BA student. હું તો મીટિંગ લીવ કરી દઉં. Sitting in BA classes, attending BCom lectures. નથી? તો બંકિમ સરનો અવાજ આવે છે.
Sir,
Fine.
2 mobile phones at a time.
Sorry,
One BA class and 2 mobile phones at a time. One
maybe
BA
yes,
and one
maybe
BA.
innovation
Sir,
is
એને
part
શાયદ
of.
એમ લાગ્યું હશે કે આ બે ક્લાસીસ એક સાથે છે એને એવું લાગ્યું હશે.
Acha, acha, ha. So he's like Swami Vivekanand, attend B and become both.
Yeah, sir.
Fine. So online and offline students, are you comfortable with the first point? The management has to be goal-oriented activity. Again, social example, simple example. You have a bike, you are going to start and you are going to accelerate your bike, or you are going to put it in first gear and go to, but where will you drive your vehicle? Goal must be there. I want to reach my college. I want to reach at my friend's house, right? I want to reach at my somebody else, right? Goal must be there. Then you can plan. When, at what time, what place. You make all the equations in your brain. So your brain makes management. Because there is a goal in your life. If I talk about my personal goals, I want to go more ahead with more research, more publications. Even we don't have time, but I impart myself. I just think of my goal to take best lectures with new contents and more research. That's my ultimate goal of academic, right? I will never conduct any passive lectures in my life. That's my objective. How to make it more interesting lectures. So objective is very clear. Then you will start your work accordingly. Fine. So that was the case with goal-oriented activity. Is it possible that a CEO is coming to office? Okay, what we need to do today? We will do after 6 months. Just sit and sleep, have coffee in the office. Is it possible? Never. CEOs, supervisors, starting from CEOs to supervisors, all are very busy every day because they have goals. Got it? Everyone? Comfortable? I can talk for 1 hour for one topic on, but it's enough. Second characteristic of management, that is abstract phenomenon. એવું એક તત્વ છે, ફિનોમિનલ તત્વ એલિમેન્ટ જેવું થાય, ફિનોમિનન શું છે જોઈએ ચાલો. It can be touched, it can't be touched or seen like physical object. It is like an intangible assets of the company. Majority of students are coming from accounting background, commerce background, and you know the treatments for intangible assets like goodwill. By SAC કહેવાય ને, SAC means goodwill. Goodwill is intangible asset. Prestige of a company is intangible asset. Now forget this one. Practically, you go to any college, just by entering in the college, attending few classes, going to library, even going to washroom, sorry to say, even going to washroom, you will come to know the management of this college. You can feel that. What is the management of this college? If it is dirty, there is no management. If there are no teachers in the class, there is no question to say there is good management. And if there are no students in the class, there are many colleges where students are not there. Teachers are there, but students are not there. So as and when you enter into any college or any company, you will feel that there is good management or there is poor management. So management is an intangible asset. You can only feel, you can't touch it. Can you touch any management? Can you touch management of our university? No. It doesn't mean president and vice president. Huh? Okay, Mr. President, I touch you. Okay, I touch management. Okay, Mr. Vice President, I touch you. So I touch management. No. I touch to Dean, sir. The sir. Never dare. Huh? Don't try. It will be last day. I touch the way, sir. We touch management. Oh no. Actually, management, these are just managers. You can't touch management. You can feel that no, there is something here good in the company, in the college, in a university, whatever the institute is. So management only can be feel, not touched. And that's the definition of intangible assets. Are you all comfortable? What is intangible asset? So management is never in a physical form. It doesn't have any specific size. તમે એમ કહેશો કે ભાઈ ઓલી કોલેજમાં તો 5 કિલો મેનેજમેન્ટ છો અહીંયા 10 કિલો છો. Is it possible? Can you say that management in that company there is 5 kg management? Here it is 10 kg management, so I like it. It cannot be measured. So whatever you are feeling cannot be measured. Sorry to say, like love. Love cannot be measured. Love doesn't mean only with girls and boys. Do you say, I love my father 5 kg? It's a feeling. Can't measure, intangible. Intangible. But I love my mom 7 kg. It's not possible. So feeling related things can only feel only. Can't be touched. So management is also like intangible. You can feel it, but can't touch it. I'm not criticizing any government sectors. Now, SBI has really improved. One of the government bank here, right? Earlier, government banks used to be very dirty, very congested, no computers, unskilled staff. Now, fortunately, SBI has improved a lot. Such a nice building, neat and clean buildings, qualified staff, skilled workers. But if you just compare, if you enter in government bank and if you enter HDFC or ICICI, you will feel the difference. Where management is good. My father-in-law sanctioned the loan from my residence at 9 o'clock. Sitting in my residence, approved the loan of 15 lakhs rupees at 9 o'clock from my residence. I don't think so SBI will give at 9 o'clock in my residence. It's all about management. You can just feel, wow, look at the service of ICICI. Look at the services of HDFC. But look at the service of government banks. They are still very passive, right? We can literally observe their managerial styles. Are you comfortable, everyone? Online students, are you getting my discussion?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these were two nature or characteristics of management. Are you comfortable? Third, it is a process. Yes, everybody knows very well. It is a simple process. Simple, but only for good managers. For others, it is very complicated process. So management is a process. It has several stages like planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. Don't worry, we are going to discuss by chapter. These all four things are we are going to chapter by chapter. So a manager has to first complete planning, then he will reach to controlling. My friend here joined one of the university, right? Okay, fine. Let me give for my own example. I was here from the very first day of this department. This building was totally new, under construction. Only 2 classes were ready, where you sit right now in low classes. Only 2 classes were there. This building was full of cement, concrete, totally under construction. So from very first day, we plan it. How we will teach, what we will teach, what will be the style of teaching. From very first day, we plan out, and still the same planning that we are running through. Planning, organizing. As and when the department progress, we bring more manpower, we bring more faculties. Organizing, staffing, again, organizing and staffing, both are organizing means distributing authority and responsibility. Now department is progressing. We recruited more staff members. We appointed more staff members. Staffing, directing, what to do, what not to do. At last, controlling, to control people according to plan. But it looks very simple. It is not simple. Whenever you are going to start a new company, new department, maybe it will take several months and years to execute all these functions of management in a right way. Got it, everyone? So we need to first plan, then everything will happen. And that's why we are saying again and again, every time, the planning is the first function and controlling is the last function. Without planning, nothing is possible. And in the absence of control, nobody will work as per the standards. આજે હું તમને કહું ક્લાસમાં લેટ આવતા નહીં. કોઈ સંભળાવતો નથી, કહું છું. It's 11:50, sorry, it's 1:15. Now you can't enter because I have standards. I have standards. You can't enter in my class after 1:15. How can I control you? When I have standards. I can only control you when I have standards. Right? So these are the things that a manager has to perform on a regular basis, and that's why it is a process. That depends on department to department. It depends on company to company. Planning of HDFC and planning of ICICI Bank, both are private sector banks. Again, planning will be different. Both are banks, both are service sectors. Planning will be different. Right? Even control system for both the banks differ. So it's a big process that manager has to perform over the period of time. Fourth, working with and through people. It is all about managing the people. He directs and controls the efforts of people. Generally, in our society, there is a misconception, and I have faced them also in my life. Once they become manager, they feel that I am everything and you are nothing. Right? I am everything and you are nothing. And that's biggest mistake that you are doing. Because success of a manager depends on whom? Their subordinates. Am I right? Are you getting my point? Success of a manager depends on whom? His subordinates. Suppose you all are my employee, for example. I shout on you. How dare you? Punishment, that, unnecessary torturing. But remember very well, your failure is my failure. Because ultimately I am answerable to my superiors. Am I right? And that's why my title is working with, through people. You can't ignore your people. A good management is all about working with the people, working through people. Try to listen them, care them, and then they will work better. And that is the human resource management. But in our society, I have observed that once they become manager, the way they talk, the way they come with unnecessary rules and regulations, this is the sign of immature manager. Like you are pressurizing them as a manager, not a good thing. A good manager never pressurizes the people because he knows very well that my success depends on them. Actually, a manager is depend on others. apa શું લાગે આપણે કોના પર ડિપેન્ડન્સી મેનેજર ઉપર. We feel like the manager is actually a manager is depend on subordinates, but we feel that subordinates are depend on managers, and that's the mistake here. Once you are becoming manager, you have more responsibility for your employees. Are you getting? You need to care them, you need to love them, you need to listen them, and then manage your people very well. Otherwise they will not work properly, right? And that's why management is strictly concerned with the people. Not machines are producing, laborers are producing. Got it? Not marketing manager is creating demand, but it is salesman and art of advertisement creates demand, isn't it? So you are dependent on people. You should have people's art, how to manage people, how to talk with people. Everybody has some weakness. Everybody has some strength, isn't it? Try to understand them and get work done. Because suppose more people are resigning from your department, it will disturb your reputation, right? So why in marketing department people are resigning frequently? This proves that marketing manager is not good. There may be some mistake with marketing department. From last 5 years, suppose more number of people are resigning from the same department, so this proves that there is some problem with managers. And that's why my discussion point is here, working with and through people. Yes, as a manager, you need to guide them, you need to monitor them, you need to motivate them. It's your, I always compare a teacher and manager, both are same actually. I can't expect good results from you if I don't teach very well. Am I right? If I don't provide you material, if I don't take good lectures, I can't expect better results from you guys. It's my responsibility to direct you. It's my responsibility to motivate you. Then I can expect better results from them. A supervisor cannot expect big production, huge production. First of all, he has to direct properly. First of all, he has to motivate properly. Then laborers will work properly. Are you all convinced with this, everyone? Any issue? Okay. And the last one, maybe today's last point, then I will rest here, my first lecture. It is a decision making. Management is a decision making. Now, question may ask, sir, why decision making? Decisions are very small, very easy. No, I'm going to prove you why decisions are very crucial. ડિસિઝન લેવા બિઝનેસમાં કેમ એટલા અઘરા હોય છે, કેમ ટફ હોય છે, તમને કારણ કહું. નંબર 1, success of an organization depends on the quality of the decision taken by the managers. For example, finance, marketing, human resource, and production. You guys know very well, these are four core functions of business, main functions of business: finance, marketing, human resource, and production. Let me discuss one by one. Any small mistake in decision here will really disturb the process. Number 1, finance. A company needs finance immediately. And suppose this finance manager is not going to manage, maybe through equity shares, debentures, maybe bank loan, whatever the thing is. Suppose finance don't come on right time, the decision has been taken very late. So lack of finance will disturb the entire process or not? Without finance, nothing is possible. Without finance, raw material will not come. So production department will disturb. Am I right? Just you take very late decision, very wrong decision, it will disturb the whole process. So finance manager has to take right time decision and right decision as well. I'm not going in detail, but a company needs only nominal amount of money. What company will go for equity shares? Is it a right decision? Suppose a company needs 500,000 rupees. A company needs 500,000 rupees. So what this company will go for issue of equity shares? It's a wrong decision. Don't go for it. It's better to go with bank loans. Equity shares are very costly affair, isn't it? Everybody. So always take right decision as per the situation of the company. Quickly, marketing. If you are going for more marketing, more advertisement, you know your demand is limited. And if you keep giving advertisement, you know marketing has huge costs. So it's a waste of financial resources if you are just giving advertisement. So take right decision. Don't go for more marketing if it is not needed. Yes, if it is needed, then go for it. So take your wise decision according to situation. You can't imagine the cost of per second. I think IPL is going on. I'm going to give you all the data before 3 years. When IPL was peak in India, and again Star Sports was the channel sponsor, per second 1,500,000 rupees. 15 lakh rupiya એક સેકન્ડના કેટલા? And the average size of the advertisement is 10 to 14 seconds. 10 to 14 seconds. Suppose your product is not that much good. Suppose your product is not available and you are giving advertisement, what will happen? A big loss. A big loss. Because decision is wrong. You are giving excessively advertisement than the requirement. વધારે પડતી જાહેરાત કરી છે જેટલી ડિમાન્ડ થવાની જ નથી. Can I say it's a wrong decision? Are you comfortable? So it's a wrong decision to be taken by marketing manager. Fine, I can talk a lot about human resources. Suppose a company need only 200 laborers, but there are 300 laborers. Can I say it's a mistake? A company need only 200 laborers, but there are 300 laborers. Can I say it's a wrong decision? Okay, I just reverse my example. A company need 200 laborers, but there are only 150 laborers. Again, can I say it's a wrong decision? Yes, it's a wrong decision. Ideally, you need 200 laborers to cope up with the demand in the market. So you need to bring only 200, not 150, not 250. Both are wrong decisions. So it is the art of human resource manager to employ right number of people in the company. I was reading somewhere before few days in one of the newspaper that majority of the government companies are suffering from excessive manpower. There are more number of clerks, there are more number of officers in one of the department. This is a very wrong decision. That's why majority of the government sectors are loss making, right? Because of more manpower and inefficient manpower. They are manpower, they are not skilled ones. અને બીજું કામ કરવું નથી એ પણ એક મોટો પ્રોબ્લેમ છે ઇન ગવર્મેન્ટ સેટઅપ્સ. અહીંયા એક લેક્ચર ન લ્યો એટલે સાહેબ ઘરે રહેજો. વેરી ગુડ, વી આર વેરી હેપી વિથ યોર સર્વિસ. Right? If I just keep one lecture here, they will kick off me. Thank you, sir. Go to your home. Fine. Then production again. Suppose if I revise my example, 2 lakh cars in a year. So your standard demand is 2 lakh cars. And if you are producing 250,000 cars means, is it right decision? As a production manager, no? Ideally, how many cars you need to produce? 2 lakh, 200,000. 200,000 cars in a year. So suppose this manager is producing additional 50,000 cars. Demand is not there, and you are producing more cars. So is it a wise decision? No. Okay.
No.
There is a demand of 200,000 cars, and you are just producing 150,000 cars. Is it a right decision? Both are not wise decision. Both are wrong decision, and that's why management is strictly concerned with the decision making. Take right decision on right time, and that is management. Got it? Don't have rigidity in your life. I will not do that, I will not do that. No, that's the mismanagement. Whatever the situation is, handle it, and that is the sign of good manager. Are you all comfortable with this? Okay, so
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
just wait, online students. Okay, so we are going to have another session at 2 o'clock. So we are meeting exactly at 2 o'clock with new subject, that is business environment. So up to now, thank you very much.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.